Hey, what is going on, everybody? Hey, this is John Jackson, leasing to buy, lease option classes. Of course, if you're watching this video, you probably know that. Anyway, it's Monday. It's Saturday, March the 4th. Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Here in Texas or Fort Worth, it's kind of cloudy, a little cool. But anyway, great day for me here, March the 4th. Big morning for me. Went down and got my green chip today, my big bad boy green chip. If you don't know what that is, then you won't get it. If you know what this is, then you'll get it. Big day for me. Want to do a short little Q&A video here. I've got a lot of questions with the recent emails I've been sending out about the 3 types of lease options. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that in this short video. First of all, besides the chip, my green chip, tomorrow is going to be fun. I'm going to be riding with a student who lives here in the Fort Worth area. He and I are going to be driving for dollars tomorrow for a couple hours. I'm going to take him to some certain areas. I'm going to record it on my phone and put that up for you all to see. I'll put that in a newsletter here for you and put it up on the internet for you all to see. As far as and you can ride along with us as we're going to look at houses, just driving neighborhoods really, and you'll see maybe some method to the madness. If not method to the madness, you'll see some madness probably, given the fact that I'll be in the car. So I want to answer a couple of questions real quickly here. Let's see here. We got a question from Bob Georgieff, who I wonder if. No, I'm looking at that. Bob, I wonder if you're related to Tim Georgieff, just because that's a unique name. Tim Georgieff is an amazing musician and pianist who's at our church for years. But anyway, don't know if y'all are related. But Bob was asking about the due on sale clause. And this gets so much misunderstanding, the due on sale. The due on sale, understand that I used to pull thousands of deed of trust when I was doing title research for one of the hedge funds. Now, every deed of trust I looked at had a due on sale. Now, I would have to assume that every deed of trust has a due on sale. The due on sale, guys, there is no such thing as triggering the due on sale. That's a misnomer. The term triggering the due on sale, that doesn't exist. You cannot trigger the due on sale. What the due on sale is simply if the lender protecting their position in the loan on the lien, if the owner decides to sell the house, or once they've sold the house or have done a lease purchase on the property, the bank retains the right to call that note due. So I always find it interesting. I've had attorneys, oh boy, I've had real estate attorneys say, well, we don't recommend doing a lease purchase because they're due on sale, so we just tell our investors to do a subject to or owner finance. That makes no sense whatsoever, because with a subject to or a due on sale, you've sold the house. But there's nothing that triggers the due on sale. So having said that, I've done hundreds of lease options. Never, ever once had the bank call the note due. Never, ever. The only time I've even heard of it was from an attorney, a real estate attorney, that does a lot of owner finance documents and closings for investors. And there were 2 times I believe he mentioned, it may have been the same investor, well, the bank called the note due because the investor wasn't making the payments, so they were going to foreclose anyway. So I'm not sure why they even called the note due instead of foreclosing. But I'm not saying it doesn't ever happen. It's such a complete rarity that it's just not even an issue. In my opinion, yeah, it's up to you, but I've never ever had an issue with it. Our documents, Bob Georgieff was asking if our documents discuss the due on sale clause. And our documents, our paperwork does discuss that. It does mention it, and that the owner is aware of it. He then goes on to ask if our paperwork covers a remedy on how to handle things if the bank calls the note due. No, we would never put that in the documents because it's not our position to give any sort of financial advice, to an owner. But again, the due on sale clause, I just never ever had an issue with it at all. But again, there's no such thing as triggering the due on sale. Okay, just get that, understand that there's no such thing as triggering the due on sale. As far as the bank even knowing that the house was offers owner finance, owner finance subject to or lease purchase. Well, let me back up. Owner finance or subject to is when the lender gets a notification from an insurance company that the insurance has changed. Then they'll at least know it. But as long as the payments are being made, again, I've never ever heard of it. I'm sure it has happened, but so it's not even an issue to me. I've also heard of people getting struck by lightning. I don't know of anybody. Let me see here. Move along here. Okay, I had a couple questions about the mentorship family. And there are different questions. One of them was, why do I limit the number of people into the mentorship family every month? This is March, and we're letting 6 people enter the mentorship family. The reason I limit it is because it allows me to give as much attention as I possibly can to each individual person. And if we bring in too many people, it loses some of that individuality and that direct assistance that most people need and are looking for, to be honest with you. So we limit it each month. This is March 2017. We limit it to 6 people this month. I don't know about next month. We'll see how many people we allow in. The mentorship family was started as a 90-day program, 90-day mentoring and teaching, and it just kind of evolved into where this is just an ongoing membership or mentorship, if you will, where we have calls almost every week, every Thursday, have conference calls. I'm always there for people as best I can be. So the 90-day idea just kind of went away, and now it's just ongoing, which is great because we're a family, and I've got to know everybody really well, and vice versa. So let me see here. One last thing I think about the mentorship family. I had a few people ask, and I thought I've mentioned this before. If you've purchased all my training materials, then I'll credit you with what you've paid towards the cost of the mentorship family, okay? I'm not going to double charge because the mentorship family, the cost of that includes all the training materials. It includes a lot more, a ton more. But I will credit you with what you paid if you've already purchased the materials. Let's see here. I had a question about this. Any upcoming speaking? So a lot of you may know that I really haven't done any public speaking. I used to a lot of speaking at real estate groups and this and that. The last time I spoke, I think, was June of 2016. I had a 2-day event, and that's really it. I had to just take care of some things personally and get my head straight. And I'm back there now, on track. So I am speaking. This is March 4th, 2017. I'm speaking March 9th, this coming Thursday, at Joe Boston's group in Arlington, actually. It's DallasReig.com. I'll put a link on this newsletter for you. You can click on there for more information, and I believe you can kind of register for it. I don't have the link in front of me, but I'll get that on there for you. But DallasReig.com, I believe. I'll be speaking there Thursday, March the 9th at 7 p.m. So I'd love to see you out there. And again, I'll put a link on there on this newsletter for you. Texas laws. I'm not going to cover all the Texas in this video, but obviously I'm known as the Texas guy, the Texas lease option guy. I'm looking at probably in about 2 weeks doing a webinar, just in general webinar on lease options and everything, and then maybe a week after that doing a specific Texas lease option webinar. So I'll be so certainly stay on my email list, and I'll keep you posted on that. But again, this is March 4th, probably in 2 weeks. I'll do just a general webinar about lease options and answer your questions and everything. And then in another week after that, probably a Texas lease option webinar. Let's see here. What other question I had here? A live event, again, going back to the speaking. I used to do 4 or 5 live events a year, the 2 or 3 day events. I haven't done a 2-day event since June of 2016. We are looking to do another probably 2-day live event, probably in September. We don't have the dates or anything set yet. It's still in early stages of just discussion because there's a lot of coordination that has to go on there, coordinating with other people other than just myself. So we're probably going to do a live event, 2-day live event in September. I would imagine it will be here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, maybe in Houston, don't know yet, but I anticipate it being in Texas. And I'll keep y'all posted on that. Let's see here. Last thing here, then I'll sign off here. On the emails on the lease options, the 3 types of lease options, I'll review that real quickly here, and then I'm going to do another email newsletter where I put all 3 of them together, because there were some people that missed a couple of the emails, so I thought I'll just put them all together in a little bit of a lengthy newsletter. So you have it all together. You can just hit print and have everything together. I think that'll be a big help. But the 3 types of lease options, again, you have your straight lease option. That is where you own the property, or you control the property at least. Control the property to say a subject to, or you own the property and you're just doing a straight lease option with your buyer instead of renting it out. There's the sandwich lease option. That's where you stay in the middle. You don't own the property, but you're doing a lease option with the owner for as the best terms you can possibly negotiate. And then once you have that locked up on the A-B side, on the B-C side, you now mark as a lease purchase for the exit strategy with higher price, a down payment, an option fee, and set the monthly payments to your cash flowing each month. So you're sandwiched between the middle. The buyer's paying you, you're paying the seller. Buyer pays you, you're paying the seller. Again, I don't recommend sandwich lease options for anybody starting off, just because of the inherent risks and just that you really want to know the market and what you're doing, the territory first. Just like I don't recommend anybody doing a subject to on a house if you know nothing about real estate. Take the time to learn the market and the area before you do that. That's my recommendation. And then the last type of lease option is what we really thrive in, what we specialize in, the lease option assignment. Guys, this is where you get into real estate with your typical no money, no credit type of thing. If the owner wants $300,000 for the house, there's no negotiating. You just go, okay, here you go, here's the contract. Now, there's a little more to it than that. You want to make sure the house, kind of the value of the property, which I'll get into probably on another newsletter, kind of break that down. But the owner wants $300,000. Okay, great. Here's the contract. Sign here. Thank you very much. Now you have the contract for $300,000 as an example. You mark it as a lease purchase. The buyer comes along, gives you your option fee. That's your assignment fee that goes to you. We typically get about 4% down, sometimes more if it's a higher priced house, but let's just say 4% as a sample. So on the $300,000 house, we're going to get $12,000 down for our assignment fee. The buyer pays us $12,000. Now they are the tenant buyer. They're the assignee. So you have 3 parties involved: the seller, us, and the buyer. Once we assign our contract to the buyer, we step back, and now it's the seller and the buyer. We're out of the deal. Now, with our program and our structure, we obviously have everything in place to help this buyer obtain financing through credit improvement, financing, title company, anything they need. We have everything in place. So we don't just step away and say, well, good luck with everything. That's why our success rate is so incredibly high. It's unheard of in the industry, our success rate of people getting financed. And that's what we like, is to help people. We don't want to put a revolving door in the house. So those are the 3 types of lease options. Again, I'm going to put another newsletter together with all 3 together to help you out. That's kind of it right now. I've got more questions, but I don't want this to go too long in the video. Again, tomorrow I'm riding with a student of mine named Covell. He lives in the Fort Worth area. We're going to be driving for dollars, looking for houses for about an hour or 2, and you'll be able to see kind of what I'm looking at, etc., the neighborhoods, and that type of thing. So should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, guys, again, if you have any questions, if I can be of any help, go to just email me, john@leasingtobuy.com. That's john@leasingtobuy.com. All right, guys. Hey, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you soon.